Hello and welcome to today's Crystal Ball reading stream. So today I have a session pretty soon, so I cannot be on for very long, unfortunately. I do apologise for that. But yes, I was going to choose Pendulum because I only have like an hour, but I know you guys would prefer an hour Crystal Ball to an hour Pendulum, so I just thought, I will just actually try to finish at an hour because I have a session. So yes, hello Sid and hello Tam, hello and welcome. I am very well, I hope you are well. Miss Venus, hello. Jasmine, hello. Amazing, it's so good to see you all. Really nice to see you. I decided to actually wear the hat. I don't know if you guys remember the hat. So, very quick crystal ball. We only have an hour. I do have a session. So, yes, get your questions in. The cards we have are Secrets of Wandwood, Dragon, Pagan, Shadow Oracle, Love, Yin Yang, and you can have a goddess card if you would like one as well. And yeah, so cute hat. My friend kind of bought it for me like as a joke. I know it's back to front to you guys, but yeah. But I thought, yeah, I'm actually going to wear it. Feeling it today. So, um, Tamika, hello and welcome. So, Sid is the first question, I believe. Will I have my... Oh, why have I been feeling so depressed and hopeless lately? I'm really sorry to read that. So I'm guessing almost like a karmic pattern. There's like a negative habit that's kind of wanting to draw you back, trying to draw you back in, and you're feeling the emotional pull of that. So it is um, linked to a past negative habit. Yeah, and it's just kind of dragging you down a bit. I believe you will get through that, and love, light, and blessings to Sid. But of course, as I always say, if it's medical or health related, mental health is very important. Make sure you speak to the right people. If it continues, if you feel really bad and everything, we need to be super safe with ourselves and our mental health and our physical health. So do not discount that. Tam says, will I change positions or jobs or something? Yes, there definitely is a transformation coming. I feel like it's been trying to come for a while, but I do feel like it will be complete by March time. But I feel like it's been trying to come and there's been like delays. It might be like you're trying to be aligned to something and it's not quite ready because it doesn't feel negative. Like it doesn't feel like there's a lot of blocks, although we should always work on clearing. But yes, it does seem like it's coming eventually. Miss Venus says, how does the twin flame feel about my last message to him? I get a feeling of understanding. That's like the main thing that comes through. I get a feeling of like understanding, and there's definitely a feeling of connectedness. I don't know if it's directly linked to the message, but I do get that feeling as well. So I hope things are well. Definitely feels like a kind of understanding, or agreeing maybe. Um, Jasmine says, I had a dream about Phil's wife today. It was just her and the kids and the dog. She posted a quote that I can't remember what it said, but it seemed they had broken up. Is this what this was about? Okay. Yes. Guessing yes with that. Tamika says, I'm getting the gastric sleeve. Oh my gosh. In Turkey in a couple of weeks, will I lose 25 to 31 kilos or more or less? Oh my gosh. Please be safe and careful with these kinds of like surgeries and things. Let's see. But looking at weight loss, 25 to 31 kilos. Okay. I the moment it's coming through is just under 25. So that is what's coming through at the moment. Sid says, is Anne joining me in bed tonight? Will it be just when I fall asleep or all night and all day until I wake up? Yeah, it seems pretty much like he will be doing that most nights. So yes, I do get a yes on that for the whole night. I'm mourning. Miss Venus says, we were talking about future family and kids, and he was so freaking sweet about my heart being the most beautiful thing about me. And I told him he was also a sweetheart and he would be the most amazing dad. How did he feel about this? So maybe that's where the understanding comes in. If you're both resonating with that as like your end goal, you know, that might be where the understanding comes in. So let's see. How does he feel about this? Yeah, I feel like this might be where the connected feeling is coming from as well. But I do get kind of like I get like a warm happiness and reassurance, you know, because when we are thinking about long term, we do kind of want that reassurance, you know. If you're with someone and they're not sure what they want on their path, they're not sure, and they're very vocal about that, it can be a bit like scary, you know. So it says, why was my depot job more painful today? Is it the new nurse's technique or because I was tense or both? But I'm guessing both. I am guessing both. Miss Guinness says Twin Flame was like, I could use a massage right now. And I was like, oh, I'll give you a massage next time I see you. What does he feel and think about this? He feels it's like a sweet thing to say. He doesn't necessarily expect that will definitely happen. But it's like feeling like it's comforting, you know, like a comforting thing to say. But I definitely would say wanting it. Do you know what? I would love an Indian head massage. That's what I would love. I haven't had one in a very long time. My masseuse, I trusted her greatly, and she was also my Reiki teacher. And we live quite far now. I used to go for massages quite often, but we live quite far now. I'm craving an Indian head massage. If you have not liked the video yet, please do like it. I greatly appreciate that. Tam says, will I meet a new romantic partner this year? Yes, I guess a yes on that. Makala says, how does Sophia feel towards me now? So there's a missing you feeling when you come into the mind, but it's just like you're not coming into the mind very often, that's all. Jasmine says, so did he reach out to talk about the breakup, or was he waiting for me to tell him my downloads? Okay. I'm not really getting much with that, but I do feel like there is this desire to tell you about the breakup, so I do feel like, yeah, I would agree. Sid says, but I didn't get anything about the rest of that, is what I'm saying. Oh yeah, maybe I should say hello and welcome if you are new. I don't think we have anyone new at the moment, but if you are new, I am Venus and this is Secret Frequencies, and I do readings like this all the time. I do crystal ball, tarot, pendulum, and some unique different types of readings like bone reading and flower reading. There will be another bone reading tomorrow. I'm very hopeful of that. I think we can schedule that in. Wait, what day is it today? Let me check. Yes, it's Monday. How can I forget? Yeah, it's Monday, so we can definitely do that. We'll have a bone reading and we'll probably have another crystal ball tomorrow, but it'll probably be longer. We do only have an hour for today, so I apologise for that. So it says this end now. I've been feeling depressed lately. Yes. And why have I been feeling so clear and unable to sleep in my bed alone? It seems to be linked as well to this. It's like this negative habit, this negative cycle. It's trying to draw you back in. Feeling very strong, and you might not even be recognizing it consciously, but it's in your subconscious and in your kind of energy still. This memory of this repetitive cycle. So it's almost like negative. I wouldn't say negative karma. That's the wrong word to say, but it is a cycle of kind of trying to draw you back in a little bit to old negative habits, but you're ignoring it, which is good. Danielle says, will our friendship eventually become a romantic relationship? Daniela and Roberto. Okay. There's a possibility of this. There's a possibility of this, and it feels, I would maybe say at the moment it's looking like 55%, but as you get to know each other more, that could grow, that could change, you know, things can amplify, improve, grow, you know? At the moment it looks around 55%. Sorry, I keep shaking the screen, it's not very stable. Miss Venus says, why twin flame, why, oh my gosh, why hasn't twin flame texted me today yet? Okay. So I'm guessing I do not have the feeling of like being busy, but it doesn't feel like it's work. So I don't know if he is working on something on the side, something that doesn't feel like work. Like, is he at work? It doesn't feel like work, but it feels like this busy with something that's how can I say, like manual kind of thing is how it feels. Something that needs doing, but it doesn't feel like actual work, like a job, if that makes sense. But it does feel like there's something that like physically being busy. You know how else you can be busy, I suppose. Well, you know, you could be sat on your phone being busy, I guess. Emotionally busy. And Tamika says, will the arts business I start in France be successful? There's a high prominence of that. I'm guessing like at least 80% of that. Makala says, how does Lulu its feelings towards me now? And by the way, nice cap. Yeah, it's kind of a joke, but I like it. Well, yeah. I just thought I would wear. I don't know. I'm having a bad hair day. That's the truth. I'm having a bad hair day, so my red flowers do not match. I don't know. Red and blue. It's not really the kind of blue that would go with red. I don't know. Fashion over function. I don't know. So Lulu's feelings towards me. Sorry. There's nothing negative, but this is the kind of energy that I refer to as positive but passive, where it's like there's no hard feelings necessarily held against you, but you're not really on the mind, you know. Hey, I'm very well. How are you? Nice to see you. Miss Venus, does the twin flame see me as the potential mother of his future children yet, or look like, or like a good candidate, and if so, why? Okay. Yes, it feels like it's in the ether, if that makes sense. Like it's in the ether around him. It doesn't feel like he's really consciously thinking about it a lot or considering it or having a lot of, you know, contemplation about it. But it's definitely in the realm, like within his energy, to that may be the path, that may be the way that things are going. But if you say if so, why? I feel like there's a lot of reasons in terms of just you as a person, you know, being who you are, being like a responsible and positive person and things like that. But I also feel like, of course, it's twin flame, so there's some level of connection that's unspoken and especially to people who don't understand like twin flame and kind of um, concept. Um, yeah, so it's that feeling of it that we would give a name to, but maybe he does not, you know? So it says, why are the unbound spirit entities trying to get my attention so much more than my spirits by appearing to me and making noises? Okay. So this is part of your kind of awakening, if you will. Like a lot of us are being contacted and connected by different spirits. Sometimes because sometimes it's almost like a test of your ability and connection and how clairvoyant you are, if that makes sense, or well, how good your it's mediumship really when you're connecting with spirits, I guess. If you wanted to like give it, you know, name it. It's kind of like a test of that, and it's kind of like all your third eye and crown opening. But also, even if spirits aren't testing you, they can still really be drawn to you because they know you have that sight. So if they want to interact with a human on any level for any reason, they will be drawn more, of course, to people who are going to find out who they are, maybe what they want, maybe receive a message. You know, they're not really going to go and to, I don't know, you know, Jeffrey down the road who just, you know, chills, reads the newspaper, and if anyone does that anymore, if they even exist, and you know, just sits with his wife. Like, they're not going to try to get his attention because he doesn't have that spiritual sight, you know. Massages are the best. What's your favourite massage? Because I don't know if you've ever had one, but you know what's really nice? A hand massage. Hand massages are really nice, but Indian head massage is definitely my favourite. I actually trained in massage because when I first was going to do this in this realm, I was going to do a lot of in-person things, and I did actually add massage to my like Reiki and everything like that, but it just wasn't for me. It's giving massages isn't for me. Receiving massages is for me though. AA says Ali's thoughts for me today. I get there's some positive thinking back to a kind of recent conversation. It doesn't feel like it was like yesterday, but it feels like it was kind of recent. By the way, I don't know if anybody noticed, but the plant is doing very well right now. It's the same plant, and I think maybe somehow we fix things. Just with energy, I didn't do anything apart from turn it off and on. But I suppose that's the thing, isn't it? Have you tried turning it off and on again? Mohammed says universe message. Let's pull a card then. Let's do Secrets of Wandwood. Okay, so you have patience. So you're being asked to have patience, being asked to practice patience. Now, when we are asked to practice being guided towards patience, there can be things like divine timing is about to take place, or you're just having a little bit of a test because you're in a slow period of your life path, and when you pick up momentum eventually, you're going to wish you took the patience, because when we are given a time of break, a time of rest, a time of recuperation, we don't often take it. Sometimes we're like, oh no, I need to get back to work right away, I need to do this, I need to do that. But sometimes the universe is giving you a time of rest to bring something new in, you know? And we'll see a dragon on the picture. So I'm going to pull you a dragon card as well. So this is from Mohammed as well, with our beautiful dragon cards. Magenta Dragon enables you to bring forward your soul wisdom, awaken your soul memories and higher spiritual understanding. Prepare for accelerated ascension. There you go. So it's saying, that one's saying prepare for accelerated ascension. So it makes sense with the patience dragon that we have, and actually I know one's purple and one's magenta, but very similar. If you know, if you don't want to split hairs, they're very similar. But we're getting patience and preparing for accelerated ascension. So that makes sense with what I was saying, where sometimes before your life is about to pick up momentum, the universe gives you a break. And sometimes you don't take it, but sometimes you should. Shamika says, will I lose the 31 kilos in the next 1 year from walking and gastric sleeve, or just under the 25 from the sleeve? Okay. So it feels like 31 is possible, but it's I'm guessing like confirmation on around 24, 25ish energy. It feels like a little bit lower than 25. That's like confirmation. I feel like 31 is possible. I just feel like it's not quite as prominent. So yeah, I would definitely say, you know, and the thing is, when we find something's working for us as well, we should stick to it, because, you know, I you know, find the right foods that work for me, and I know I need to exercise a little bit more. That's definitely like on the cards for me. But yeah, I think it's just finding the right thing. You know, when you find the right thing, you find the right food, you find the right exercises, and everything like that, and you will do it. You just have to stick to it. When something's working, stick to it. Miss Venus says, well, how will O take it and feel once he finds out I'm in a relationship with Champlain? He has been so absent lately, okay? So again, with O as well, like, I'm getting a level of understanding. I do feel upset. I do feel like, but I feel almost like it's how can I say? It's like, it's more disappointed in himself because, he's missed his chance before and he's going to miss it again, basically. So it feels more like a very understanding because I'm disappointed in myself for letting this opportunity pass. So I do feel like it's obsession. I do feel like there's a sadness there, but I feel like towards you there's a great understanding because he knows that he's missing the opportunity, if that makes sense. Miss Venus says, is Earl also dating someone new, or why so detached and friendly casual? Okay. It feels like this kind of talking to others, like very inconsistently, but there definitely is a bit of a flirty energy with that. So although it seems quite inconsistent, I do feel like there's a bit of a flirty energy going on in like one or two more conversations around. Well, I would say more than one, but not dating. I wouldn't say, like, I wouldn't go as far as to say like being on like a date with someone or two dates or something like that. Just feel very conversation, like online conversation kind of thing. Thank you for the likes, I greatly appreciate that. We have about 40 minutes left. Let me check the time. Yes, we have about 40 minutes left. Yes. So I really hope I can get through as many as possible. So it says, Will Harigna message me again. I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing names wrong. Yes, I guess a yes on that. Fire and water! It's been so nice to see you a bit more often lately. Very, very nice. Jasmine says, how long have they been broken up? It feels like it feels like a matter of days, but it feels like there's been rockiness surrounding this. Like it's been in the air. It's been like things are uncertain, things are unsure quite a little bit. But I feel like a full split is like very recent. Miss Venus says, is the twin flame going to be more vocal or public about me when we are together? Not a ridiculous amount, but just not hide me like I felt he did with me before. Yes, I do get a yes on that, and that is definitely something that I think we should all look for and expect in this day and age. Everybody has a social media, and it's if you don't want to post about the person you're with, why are you with them? I don't know. It's like you want to share them. You want to share, you know, and like you're saying, not like over exaggeratedly, but you do want to post them. My comment says, how does my ex-girlfriend poetry? Is that her name? Is that her name? I love that. What? How does my ex-girlfriend poetry about me now? I'll see what comes through. I feel like a moved on energy with this one, like a moved on. AA says guidance for Asha and my connection, like how to make it work. For me, this feels like a timing situation because it feels more like you're both not ready to fully commit to one another. It feels like there needs to be more of a readiness from both sides to fully commit. So I feel like it's a timing issue more so. That maybe further down the line you'll both feel a bit more ready to settle down and ready to commit. Jasmine says, "Oh no, that's not to me." Miss Venus, Cecil has feelings but knows the door has closed. Does he have an official girlfriend now, or that girl picture I saw just someone he is seeing but not progressing into a relationship with? Yeah, I would say dating. I would say dating, but not official. Not official. Fire and water. The feminine support position was home this morning before I could apply. Gone this morning before I could apply. But I applied for a translation job for a child educational organisation. Will I get the job? That's a shame because that position had a lot of positive energy. That is a shame. I'm really sorry to read that. But let's see. Translation job. Okay. This seems like a positive prominence as well. I get a positive prominence on that. So yes, I would say to definitely go for that. Yes, it seems quite nice energy. Maybe a little bit of challenging at times, but it seems positive. So it says, when does it look like the depression and clinginess will end? And there's like 3 weeks, so I'm really hopeful for that as well. I don't want you to be feeling down. Band, I don't know, hello and welcome. I don't know how to say your name. I can only see handles. I don't know. Well, hello and welcome. I hope you're well. My comment says, well, I got 100 books in this month of February. Okay. Yes, I guess a yes on that. Sid, will I win any money this month or next month? The beginning of next month looks prominent for winning like small amounts. Band says, I wish I knew where the spaces were when I'm reading handles, because I'm not really sure. Luzolo. Will I be financially free this year? Okay. So I'm gonna know financially free, but I do feel like there's a positive prominence of increase of finance. Miss Venus says, is Twin Flame thinking of me, and if so, what is he thinking? Also, what are his latest thoughts about me in general? Yeah, so the thoughts about you, there's definitely a lot of thoughts about you. There's a thought of you know, experiences that have happened recently, like thinking back, contemplating. There's thoughts about what things to do moving forward, places to go, you know, experiences to have together and things like that. And I do feel like there is consideration of you know, like I'm saying, that there isn't a lot of contemplation about really specific things in the future, but I do feel like there's contemplation of, you know, being official and like this person is suitable as my girlfriend kind of energy, you know. Fire and water card my choice. Let's do pagan. Let's do pagan. Okay. So we have 2. We have, okay, so we're seeing changes in emotions, going through a few stages of emotions, but a lot of growth. So it's going through a lot of stages of emotions. So we're seeing releasing of some self confidence and self esteem issues. We're seeing amplifying of the throat chakra, activation of the throat chakra. We're seeing a little bit of maybe guidance to work on the sacral, whether that's in the intimate relationship or in the creative energy. But then we're seeing a blossoming of the heart chakra, a strong opening of the heart chakra with that one. And we have 2-2. So also, these are the pagan cards, but I think also looking out for our angel numbers can help us with guidance as well when we're having these it's a release of something or an amplifying of something, you know. So it says, what is the energy like in my parents' house? So it's pretty positive. It's higher than neutral. It's pretty positive, yes. Miss Venus says, has the Twin Flame told his sisters that we are seeing each other again yet? Or has his mom told them? I have a personal friendship with one of them, but I don't want to go ahead of myself just in case. Yeah, okay. It feels like you've been mentioned, but it's not like, it's talking about something you've done together. So I feel like they do know that you spent some time together, but I don't feel like it's, you know, saying, oh, we're seeing each other or we're dating or something like that. I feel like it was just like a conversation of something. I don't feel like there was prying. I feel like they were kind of listening. You know, whoever this was, a sister definitely. I do feel like they were listening. But I just don't feel like they were prying, you know, like, oh, so are you back together? Like, I don't feel like they were really prying, but I do feel like they were positive, giving positive input, you know, like being supportive, you know. I like saying that's nice and things like that, but I'm just not like really prying into what exactly, you know, are you dating, are you getting married? So it says, what is the energy like in my flat? Okay. Yeah, it's pretty positive. A little bit lower than your parents at the moment, but it's still positive. Fire Water says, why am I being tested so much in my life? I feel like it's test after test and I don't have time to enjoy myself. Yeah, I feel like you did. I feel like like I'm agreeing. You know, I do feel like you have come here with a lot of lessons to learn, like agreements to learn a lot of these lessons. Um, but what I would also say is, you know, it's difficult because the right path and the wrong path lead to the same place a lot of the time. Although, you know, because that's how we see them, you know, based on the decisions we make the right choice, we make the wrong choice, but ultimately we're guided to these predetermined events that are supposed to happen on our life path. So I feel like if you feel like the test is too much, because our guides generally would not give us tests that they don't think that we can handle. But if you're really feeling like you cannot handle them, I do feel like there could be some help for you. So connecting with your angels more, connecting with your guides more, and asking them for help. But also, you know, um, releasing yourself from these tests. You know, sometimes we think, you know, screw it. You know, let's go. You know, in whatever means that you're capable and able to do so. You know, take some you time, take some liberties. You know, don't feel too much like you're being selfish if you take liberties and things like that. But yeah, it does feel like you did come here with a lot of lessons, and I resonate because I certainly did too. Um, and I don't know. I think the main thing I can say is that it's not always going to be like that, and that, you know, there is some areas of smooth sailing that are on the horizon, and it's difficult to believe when you're being tested for so long. It's definitely difficult to believe, and I have been there, so I know. But I do feel like you will have the time. But yeah, take as much time to yourself as you possibly can. You know, um, sometimes we feel a little bit too obliged. Sometimes we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. You know, when really, is there any way to delegate? Is there any way to anyone to ask for help? Is there any way to take some burden off yourself? And I mean, with actual real people in your life as well, not just our guides. You know. So it says, will I be able to wear earplugs in both ears without too much pain tonight? I'm guessing no on that, unfortunately, I'm sorry to say. Jasmine says, I started going to massage school too at one point in time, but dropped out. Oh, I think, have we all tried it? That's cool. I mean, it's very nice to be able to give a good massage, you know? Um, but yeah, it just wasn't for me. Kevin says, I hope you're doing well. I hope you are too. Very nice to see you. Miss Venus says, oh my god, 2 nights ago I had a dream about first finding small snakes in what felt like my old office, but were okay at first because they were little. But all of a sudden I started seeing bigger snakes. Okay, I think this continues. Moving up the wall. So I freaked out a bit and thought about calling animal control or something. Then yesterday my brother played the movie Kill Bill, where someone got killed by an African mamba, and the guy was reading facts about its poison. What is it with snakes right now? Yeah, the shedding of the snake skin on the bone reading, and it didn't like fall off the mat quite a little bit. You might be it feels a little bit like you're running away from shedding something. There's something or someone that you're supposed to shed. You're running away from that a little bit. That's how it really feels, you know. Because I just like flashed right back to the bone reading. Kevin says, will my Java related project or task, wait, let me just make sure I didn't skip anyone. When will my Java related project or task start for me? I feel like about 2.5 months is what I'm guessing come through. Jasmine says, so is he finally going to go down his path with me, or is he going to go on a path with someone else? At the moment, it seems like he's going to take time to himself for quite a while. That's what it seems. Fire and Water says, when I asked Harrow about my PhD, my app said that right now it's not possible because of obstacles put in my way by other people. What are the obstacles I have to overcome and who is restricting me, okay? Yeah, it feels like obligations you have to those who are very close to you, like family. It feels like you have a lot of obligations and it feels like you take on a lot of the brunt of family issues and family related things. It feels like you're kind of the one carrying things. And I think this is maybe why that energy of like delegating and taking, you know, if you can put some pressure on other people for a little bit instead of just yourself is kind of coming up. People very close to you, it seems. Miss Venus says, the snakes didn't harm me or anything in the dream, they were just moving up the wall. Interesting. I have a super chat, so thank you very much. Shout out to Sid, you always send me super chats, I do appreciate it. Not long ago, my Gorgon all made a loud noise. Why did she want me to, what did she want me to know? Why did she make the loud noise? Okay. Yeah, this noises with this definitely are linked to, it's them trying to come through to you, trying to show themselves. It seems like there's a bit of a block in it. It is a little bit linked to your own energy not being fully open and fully activated yet. Also them trying to push through that barrier and that realm as well. So with a lot of spirits, when they're trying to push through, we might just see them as like an orb or a flash of light or silhouette or something because they're not fully coming through to us. But with this spirit, it's noises that are coming through when they're trying to come through to you. So yeah. That's interesting. Firebird, hello, welcome. Kevin, I have been very busy in my office a lot. When do you see it being a good time for me to go to the gym? Around morning time 7 or 8, around 1, 3 or 4 to 5, okay? 7 to 8 is coming through most prominently there. But of course, I wouldn't say there's ever like a bad time unless you were too tired. And Firebird says, me and Scorpio had a short exchange. What did he think and how he felt about my message? There's a little bit of emotion coming back up, definitely, I would say. But it's just a little bit. It's mostly kind of still subconscious, but there's a little bit of emotion popping back up there. Universe message, say stand. Oh, 3993, I might call you because I just don't know what I'm calling you. But yes, so let's give you Secrets of Wonderwood. I like them a lot. Manifest! You have manifest. Okay. So this is very nice because a lot of the time with us guys who manifest a lot, we get told to take a break. We're being told to, let the energy settle, have a little you time, take a break. But you're being told that right now is actually a good time for manifesting, to putting things out to the universe, doing spells, doing manifestations, maybe doing affirmations. you know what I mean. Just putting things out there. What I want, put my desires out there. It doesn't have to be anything grand or like I said, a spell. It doesn't have to be anything like that. It can just be writing down your affirmations or saying your affirmations or just putting that energy out there of like, I deserve this and I want this and that. Well, that's not how you do it. I shouldn't say that. So when we're doing affirmations, it should always be like, very strong and very positive, like, I am this, I am that, I have this, I have that, So yeah, rule. Kevin says, what is the feedback of Nora related to my work progress currently? Is it better now? Yeah, I feel a lifting in this energy, a lightening. Yeah, I do feel like that. And Kevin says, after 2 weeks, what will be Noran's overall feedback about me? I feel like there's a gradual getting better. I do feel that. Firebird says, what Scorpio and Miss W getting up to between them over the next couple of days? Just a little bit talking. It doesn't seem like there's anything too much going on over the next few days. And how is Scorpio feeling about Miss W again? Definitely still attraction there. There's definitely still something there, I would definitely say. Jasmine, so who sent me the dream? Her higher self, my guides, or my higher self, and why did they let me know? So it's more your psychic energy picking things up. It's not necessarily someone sending it to you. It's just you picking it up because it's something that's on your mind a lot. You think about it a lot, so you're more connected to pick it up. Kevin says, do you see any changes or improvements between me and A this month or February? I don't have hopes, but energy seems positive. Unfortunately, I would say no. I'm really sorry about that. Firehead says, really like your cap. It's always nice when I have something a little bit different that I wouldn't usually wear. You guys compliment it. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. AA says, Ash's thoughts for me today. I'm not really getting anything on that, so it doesn't really seem like too much at the moment. 3993, I'm sorry, banned. Guidance for my current relationship. Here we are. Chemistry. I know this one's a bit holographic, can't really see it, but this chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. So, it's affirming that there's a connection and attraction, something like that there. But yeah, so if you're doubting that, it's a confirmation and affirmation, but yeah. Nothing negative coming through there, which is good. Firebird says, what's Scorpio been thinking of me? Besides like kind of a little bit of like reminiscing and that emotion coming up lately, I would say you're kind of out of mind. Besides that, happiness. I'm just gonna call you happiness. I don't know why I'm saying that, but happiness. Will I reconnect back with Josh? Okay. Yes. I guess a yes on that actually. Kevin says, when do you see Piyush and I talking to each other like a proper conversation? It's around like 5 days to a week and a half. That's what comes through. Fire Water says, what would be my son's challenges in life? He is born on the 15th of January 2025 and his name is Trumpa. Ian Trumpa. So, challenges in life. Okay, so that's a bit more of a broad reading. Like challenges in life could be a lot that comes through with that. So unfortunately, that is a little bit of a broad reading for this stream, which is a bit more specific questions. So I do apologise about that. Yeah, maybe if I had more time, I would delve into it a little bit. But it's just so broad because it's challenges in life. It's like when people ask me like what's coming in the month, even that can be too broad, you know? So I apologise for that. Carolyn, are Christopher's guides leading him towards a relationship with me? Yes. Specifically an angel guide coming through there. Tamika says, I think the question got skipped, but can you tell me if I will get investors for my art business in France? Yeah, so you asked if it would be successful and it came as a pretty good prominence, but if you asked about investors specifically, I definitely missed that one, so I apologise. I would prefer the term missed to skipped because I always feel like, do you think I did it on purpose? I honestly would never do that. So yeah, it was a mistake. I'm sorry. So let's see. Investors. Yes, I guess a yes. Jasmine says, what was the thing that made them split permanently? It's difficult to say because things have been up and down, rocky, then good for like a very small amount of time, then rocky again. I don't know if this would be a split for good. I really can't say at the moment if it will be for good. So I'm not, yeah, I'm not 100% if this is going to be for good right now. Firebird says, what's Scorpio's intentions and next actions with me now? He's been trying to put, he's trying to put the, is he trying to put the tension behind us? Are you asking? Yeah, I definitely would say wanting to move forward with more of like a clean slate, clean energy. Like, yes, I would say putting any issues or tension behind you. I would agree with that. Kevin says, what is coming in love for me in February? New person, some more from my past, or still nothing much? Okay. More prominent energy on new person. But let's pull a card. See if it tells me I'm lying. But, oh, no, new love. Okay. I shuffled correctly. I cleansed correctly. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. The card is agreeing with me. Happiness. What has Sagittarius been thinking of me? Okay. There's a lot of visual, so there's a lot of actually seeing you in the mind's eye. So being attracted, like appearance-wise, is kind of coming through, or at least thinking about things visually, like how you look, or maybe something you posted, or something that you guys did together at some point. It's very visual. I do feel like maybe something you might have posted as well. Fire and Water says, I have been seeing a lot of ones and twos. Very nice. Yeah. So our ones that are, heading onto the right path. But our twos can often be about the relationship. And of course, we've got the heart chakra blossoming. So it can be about a very positive, important connection. Not necessarily a romantic relationship. It could be business partnership or something like that. But yeah, two is really linking to a positive connection. So we don't have too long left. So let's see. Do a few more here. Firebird. What's Miss W's karma / ultimate consequence for manipulating the energies affecting me and Scorpio's connection? I don't. So, so I do feel like this person has karma linked to you, because they definitely have treated you negatively and spoken about you negatively. But in terms of the connection, a lot of that is based on Scorpio's decisions as well. So it's not like they've made him do anything, although there can be manipulative energies with Miss W often. There's still a free will decision on Scorpio's side a lot of the time. So I don't really feel too much like the karma is linked to the connection specifically, if that makes sense. There is karma for definitely things that this person has done, specifically said about you. There's karma there. But yeah, how that will unfold definitely depends on the paths that this person takes, because our negative karma can unfold in many ways. It can be someone else doing the same to us, or it can be someone else, or it can be something happening of a similar caliber, if that makes sense. So, like energy-wise or heart-wise, like how they made you feel emotionally, a situation is going to make them feel pretty similar emotionally, But yeah, it feels more linked to what they've said about you, and like I said, not necessarily the connection. Kevin says, how is my overall work efforts level currently? Should I put more efforts, lesser efforts, or just maintain the level of my efforts I have been putting in lately? Okay. So it does seem good. It seems good, and I think about it, it seems quite stable and consistent, which is nice. I would say let's increase just a little bit more. That's what I would say. Caroline says, Venus, you look beautiful. Thank you so much. And your energy is beautiful, and I love you. Love, light, and blessings. So much love to you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Happiness says, will I be able to open my business in February? Okay. I see kind of a low prominence on this, but it's like 55 to 60%, so it's definitely possible. There's definitely a possibility. Maybe it's a little bit of a longer time period with only being around 55 to 60%, but there's definitely a possibility there, so keep going with that. That's good. Best of luck to you. Karen says, is Christopher thinking more positively about a future together? Yes, I guess a yes on that. So let me see how far the chat is, because I do have to go in 10 minutes, so let's see. Okay, it's not too bad. Let's see. So we have hello from London, England. And I do not know how I'm saying your name. Who I can only see handles, so I don't know what your username is, but it's Huyi2435. Hello and welcome. So I am Venus. I am from Wirral. So yeah, Still UK, of course, I'm sure you can tell. But yes, amazing. It's nice to have UK people in. It's nice to have new people in. So I think you're the only new person we've had. Um, but yeah, if anyone is new, hello, welcome, I'm Venus. We do readings like this all the time. Do only have 10 minutes left now, but you can get your questions in. I'll answer as many as I can that we have left. And I may as well not go back through the cards since the questions are a little bit further down there. So just leave the cards for now and get to the questions. Well, let's see. Firebird says, is SW trying to make moves on new manager SN and why? No. I guess a no at the moment. Maybe that will change. You could check back on that, but I'm guessing no at the moment. Jasmine says, I know he's not going to jump in a relationship right away. I should have said, I know he's going to take time to himself, but after that, will he decide to be with me or with someone else? Okay. It's really difficult because that connection it's not like a magnetic connection like how twin flames or soulmates kind of drawn together. It's like it feels like an elastic band. It's just so difficult for them to fully separate, but it actually feels most prominently like they will end up back together, unfortunately, which is unfortunate, but that's what comes through right now. Huyai, my theory is medium CC spirits have their third eye open. Yeah. Well, I think psychic abilities of third eye, so like scrying, like crystal ball, things like that. I think mediumship's more crown chakra because it's the higher spirits, the higher energies, like angels, spirits, guides. But it's probably both. You probably have to have both. If you have a very open crown, but your third eye chakra's not there. Not there, but you know what I mean, not at the level. Then it probably would be difficult. So I think you're all right, but I do think spirits are more linked to crown. But if you had the open crown with a very close third eye, then yeah, you probably wouldn't have the mediumship ability. And I think that's the issue for some people. I think one of the chakras is more open than the other. So they might be super psychic but not really connect with spirits very much, or they might be getting some messages from spirits, but that they don't understand them fully, because that third eye isn't there. Miss Venus says, fingers crossed, Jasmine. That was quite a turn of events. Fingers crossed, yeah, for anything you guys want, always. Kevin says, why is it taking so long for Java related project or task to start for me? Is it that they want me to prepare more in Java before giving me task, or do they want me in Joule agent for now? I don't know how I'm saying that, sorry, but let's check. It's kind of like feeling like there's nothing really suited to you specifically right now, or feeling like certain tasks that they do have are more suited to other people. So it seems to be like where they feel people fit. Fire and Water says, that was spot on. I have tried to do a bit less, but still feels like I am doing most of my family related things, except for making money. Thank you so much, dear Venus. Well, you're very welcome, but the thing is, it's like, we can say these things, but and I can say, oh, well, take some time for yourself, delegate tasks to other people.